Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about a topic that what is Android. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in technology or software. So let's just start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that many videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. So friend, by now most people know there are two prominent mobile operating systems, Google's Android and Apple's iOS. There used to be a lot more, but now pretty much every major mobile device runs one or the other one. Being that this is a site with Android in its name, we might have visitors who wonder what is Android actually. That's actually a huge question, and we aim to answer this here. Even if you are a smartphone pro, there could be a lot to learn about Android in this video. But if you are new to the world of smartphones or just the world of Android, this is the perfect place to get up to speed up on the world's most popular operating system. Now, what is actually Android? Friend, Android is a mobile operating system that has been around for nearly 15 years. You will primarily find it as the base operating system of phones and tablets around the world. Additionally, there are other operating systems that natively support Android applications, including the Chrome OS and Windows 11. Search giant Google owns Android. However, the system is open source, which makes it freely accessible to anyone, even for commercial use. This makes Android very different from Apple's iOS, Mac OS and Microsoft Windows, which are all closed source platforms. Android is by far the world's most popular operating system. Estimates suggest it runs on 2.5 billion active devices across the globe. With over 3 billion users, or roughly 39% of the entire global population. The Apple's iOS by a significant margin and even tops Microsoft Windows, which is the second most popular operating system globally. There are over 3 million applications that work on Android. Most of these apps can be found on the official Google Play Store, but you can also sideload apps from the web. This is the variety makes Android phones very powerful and customizable, but also susceptible to viruses and other types of malware. Now, what is actually the operating system? If you ask what is Android, you are likely to hear back it is an operating system. That answer is only useful if you know what is actually operating system is. In brief, operating system is a computer software that works to integrate hardware and software resources. It allows for different types of hardware to work together while simultaneously providing a platform for various bits of software to work with that hardware and consequently other pieces of software. So, for example, think of the analogy of a stage play. To put on a play, you need a stage, lights, microphones and other pieces of hardware. You also need actors, stage crew and other workers, which would be analogous to software. In this analogy, the director of the play would be similar to an operating system, as they would act as a person that instruct everything on how to work together. Without the director, you would just have a tons of unused hardware with a bunch of people running around with no idea what to do actually. In the case of smartphones, Androids act as the director for the unique hardware in your phone and the apps you are chosen to install. Where you will find Android from phones to smart watches. When most people think of Android, they think of phones. While it's true that most Android devices are smartphones, there are plenty of other devices out there with Android on board. Tablets are the most obvious secondary Android device. After all, they are just big phones in many respects. Android also appears on smartwatches. If you own a watch that runs on Wear OS, that is an Android based operating system. What is an Android based operating system? That's when someone takes Android and tweaks it to make it something different, but still based on the same core code. There is also a TV platform appropriately called Android TV. We also can't forget about Android Automotive, which is Android based software that powers vehicles. However, don't confuse this with Android Auto, which is a way for smartphones to integrate with dash systems in car. Finally, there are other operating systems out there that are not based on Android but do support running Android apps. Recent versions of Chrome OS also allow for this. That means pretty much all Chromebooks on the market also support Android apps. Starting in the late 2021, Windows 11 will also support Android apps. Android is open source. When something is open source, it means the copyright owner allows it use for any purpose without any need for uh, financial remuneration. As mentioned earlier, the core code of Android is based on open source software called Linux. This means that Android by definition must also be open source. The better understanding this, let's look at the opposite. Cloud source software, Apple's iOS, is closed source, which means that no one can use it unless the copyright holder, in this case Apple, gives permission. If you were to obtain the source code of iOS and release it on any device, Apple could sue you for this act on its ownership. With open source software, this limitation is gone. Instead, the person or company using the software simply needs to abide by a set of rules related to the licensing of that software. Okay. Then the open source nature of Android is one of the main reason it is the most popular operating system in the world. Since anyone can use it for free, it's incredibly easy for companies of all sizes to create terrific products without need to invest in creating their own operating system. This is why you find Android in all manners of electronics from all sorts of different brands. You might be wondering why Google is okay with giving away this product for free. The explanation is actually pretty simple. Some aspects of Android you use on your phone are not open source. As you would imagine, there are some of the most vital apps and services made for Android. Now, what is Android Google Play service? The core of Android is open source, which we call stock Android. This software lands as part of the Android open source project. This is Android in its purest and most basic form. However, the Android you get with almost all smartphones has tons of other software incorporated that is not open source. Most of this software falls under a system called Google Play Service. This brings Google branded products to Android, including the Google Play Store, Gmail, and YouTube. In other words, you can use ADSP software all you like for free, but you can't use Google all you like. Just like with Apple's tight control of iOS, Google tightly controls Google Play service. To use it, you need a license and to agree to let Google earn money from your products. Even though most of the world closely associates Google and Android, there are plenty of Android based devices out there without Google Play services. For example, Google does not allow most of its products in China. If you go there, you can easily find Android phones without Google. There will be app stores, apps, and all sorts of familiar features, but not from Google. A more US centric example would be Amazon Fire tablets, which utilize a custom version of Android called Fire OS that substitutes Google apps for Amazon's own in house options. Throughout most of the world, though Google is inseparable from Android, this is by design. Android dependence on Google earn the company billions. Who maintain the Android? The answer to this question has a few facets. In brief, Google employees maintain the core Android experience. They are responsible for adding new features, updating old ones, and making sure Android follows open source principles. However, there is more to it than that. Most manufacturers also skin Android, which means they create their own software that lives up on top of Android. This is why the Android you find on the Samsung phone and the Android you find on the OnePlus phone function similarly but look very different. Each manufacturer maintains its own Android skin. There is also the question of distributing Android. Obviously, your phone comes with a version of Android when you first take it out of the box. But how does it get updates? Depending on how you bought the phone, an update could need to be passed through multiple rungs. First, it needs to come from Google, then it needs to get tweaked by your phone's manufacturer to make sure the skin still works well. Then it may need to go through your carrier because it also usually customizes phones it sells. This long chain of events is one of the big reasons why Android phones don't see updates as often or for on long as iOS devices. For phones, Apple controls everything. There are no skins and carriers have little ability to interfere with how iOS looks and works. In essence, Apple can push an update to every iPhone around the world quickly and easily with little influence from carriers or other companies. Android phones don't have this luxury. Android apps, how you can get it there. Assuming you have a device with Google Play services on board, the easiest and safest way to get Android app is to use the Google Play Store. This comes pre-installed on all Google supported phones, tablets and other devices. Just open the app and search for whatever game, program, media or other product you are looking for. Many of them are free, but some will require payment as well. If you don't have a device with Google Play services, you likely have access to a different app store. The most common example of this is Amazon devices, which come with the Amazon App Store pre-installed. Another example is modern Huawei devices, which will have app gallery. Consult your device manufacturer if you are unsure as to which app store you should be using. Regardless of your device particular app store, you are also manually installed Android apps by downloading them from the open web. This is called side loading. Generally, this practice is safe. However, there is inherent security risks to side loading apps, as they do not need to meet the safety requirements enacted by app stores. As such, you should only sideload apps from trustworthy sources. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you, friends.